want to turn our attention to more stately matters, that is, matters of the state of Wisconsin. And joining us to do that, haven't talked with her in a while, sudden media rock star, Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch. Good morning.
Oh, boy. How am I supposed to react to that, Jerry?
Oh, come on. Look at all the love you're getting. Even the Journal-Sentinel gave you love.
I am humbled, Jerry, by your kind comments. Yeah, the Journal article came out, and then obviously the Daily Beast did something as well. They're talking about the fact that I co-chair this organization through the Republican State Leadership Committee called Right Women, Right Now. And we are trying to recruit 300 female candidates, conservatives, from coast to coast for this next election cycle. We want to make sure that more women have an opportunity to run and win in elections across the country.
In fact, you were number 2 on the Daily Beast list of up-and-coming conservative women. Well, don't be modest about that.
It's very humbling. It's very humbling. It's embarrassing when you talk about it on the radio, when I'm on the radio with you.
Well, listen, I've learned in this life, you've got to take them when you get them. So you should be proud. And
I suppose you're right. I should probably. You're kind.
But you should be proud because, especially the Daily Beast, they point out what you had to go through almost out of the gate, in your first statewide elected office. And I just thought it was an interesting piece. One of the things, though, that you have, not really one of the things, the thing I think that you have made your brand as lieutenant governor, and oftentimes that job is seen as kind of a do-nothing job, is the whole small business effort. Update us on what you're doing there.
Oh, thanks for the opportunity. I am headed right now. I'm actually kind of in your neck of the woods. We just passed over Lake Buemore. We're on our way to Stevens Point right now. I'm in the car, and then after that, we're headed to Wausau, because we are promoting our Small Business Summit. You know that 3 years ago, the governor had his first ever Small Business Summit. It was in Green Bay, and then we did one in La Crosse last year. This year, it's going to be in Stevens Point at the Stevens Point Convention Center, Wednesday, September 25th. My focus on small business stems from the fact that our small businesses nationwide create between 60 and 80% of new jobs. We hung a very large goal out there back in 2010. We know that folks are going to be keeping us accountable for 250,000 new jobs, 10,000 new small businesses in Wisconsin. The way we do that is by nurturing our small job creators the fastest. And so our Small Business Summit is the way we get our small business owners, our job creators, together in a room with everyone from the state government who can help them grow. Everyone from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to the Department of Natural Resources, talking to our job creators about what they can offer to help nurture their growth. And so if you are a small business owner or you're even thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, I urge you to go to our website at ltgov.wi.gov, ltgov.wi.gov, and just register for that Small Business Summit. It's only $50, Jerry, and that's going to pay for your breakfast and your lunch with the governor. You're going to have access to all of our cabinet agencies right there. They're all going to have booths. It's a terrific opportunity to talk one-on-one, and also there are a lot of folks who are really concerned about what the implementation of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act means for their small business. Our Office of the Commissioner of Insurance is going to be there with a big breakout session. Our Department of Workforce Development is going to be there with a big breakout session. We're going to have a ton of really good information. We'd really love to see you there.
Talking with Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch. I want to ask you about something else. I think one of the things that's holding back the economy in general, both in Wisconsin and nationally, is the uncertainty over the impact of Obamacare when it is put into place. The Affordable Care Act. Got news this week of how high insurance premiums will rise under the exchanges here in Wisconsin, which immediately liberals cried foul. Well, you're not telling the whole truth. What about the subsidies? Well, the subsidy is somebody else just paying for it for somebody else. That's all that is. That doesn't change the fact that rates are going through the roof.
Right. And it's a sad shame. And unfortunately, it's something that I and many others warned about before they passed the bill so they could find out what was in it. It's unfortunate, and it's reality. And so what we're doing through our office of the Commissioner of Insurance and also through our Department of Health Services is trying to help people understand what's going on. And that's why you saw the Office of the Commissioner of Insurance release these numbers the other day, so people could know how to prepare. Jerry, you just put something on the radio that I think everyone should really listen to, and that is the fact that this uncertainty is hampering our economic recovery. Uncertainty hampers recovery. There was a really great article in the Wall Street Journal a couple of months ago that talked about the fact that we currently have billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in unspent investments in the American economy because of the uncertainty that our federal government has injected into the minds of our job creators. Our job creators make projections, right? In order to get some ideas of what they can depend on from their suppliers, from their customers, they have to make these projections. They have to know how many people they're going to hire, how much they're going to spend, and how much they're going to anticipate making during the year. These projections are incredibly important, and when there is all of this uncertainty surrounding the federal law, the implementation of PPACA, it's very, very difficult for them to make these projections and then hire new people. We want our job creators to grow. We want them to hire new folks. We want fewer people to be unemployed. But if we are giving them all this uncertainty from the federal government, very, very difficult for them to have the stability and the predictability they need in order to feel comfortable taking their money out of the bank and putting it into their workforce. That's why we at the state, here in the state of Wisconsin, we're working really hard to give job creators the opposite. We want to give them stability and predictability so they can make those projections and they do feel comfortable growing.
Talking with Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, she mentioned something a few moments ago, that 250,000 jobs promised by the Walker administration. No doubt that Democrats next year, that I think they're going to have two strategies, and this is why they want Mary Burke as their candidate. The war on women, and he didn't keep his promise of the 250,000 jobs. Do you think any regrets, any looking back at making a specific pledge of that kind of number?
No. I grew up the daughter of a sales and marketing VP of a small Wisconsin manufacturer, Butler, Wisconsin-based Western States Envelope Company, an envelope manufacturer, Jerry. Can you imagine the last 2 decades in the envelope manufacturing industry? My dad always taught me to set lofty goals, then achieve them and replace them with new, loftier goals. We set a really tough to achieve goal. But why do you ever vote for the guy? Why do you ever follow the leader who sets a goal that, is uninteresting, who sets a goal that's weak and doesn't reflect leadership ability and ambition? Well, you don't follow that guy. That's not a leader. We are following a CEO who set an incredibly ambitious goal, and we will achieve that goal. Right now, we're on a trajectory of economic recovery. And as long as Wisconsin keeps giving our business owners the certainty and stability they need in order to feel comfortable growing, we're going to hit our goal. And the other stuff, listen, Jerry, I am a woman, and the war on women is about the economy. And it's Barack Obama's war on women and economic opportunity for moms like me. 4 out of 10 American households is now led by a woman breadwinner. It is Barack Obama's federal government, his administration, that has a war on women and a war on economic opportunity for women who just want to make sure that ends meet and they've got a way to get to the top of the ladder to the American dream.
Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, as always, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jerry. Have a great day.
Hey, you too. Haven't